Let's bake today a special, decadent, super delicious, rich and chocolatey braided bread called babka. It's a recipe I am sure you will not like to miss. So hello everyone, I am Kanika from Bakes by Kanika. Let's get started. To begin with, we need to make a brioche dough. We'll be needing 550 grams of all-purpose flour, 100 grams of caster sugar, unsalted butter 145 grams, 4 large eggs plus 1 egg yolk, 1.5 teaspoon of salt, 8 grams of instant yeast and half cup of whole milk. First step is to activate the yeast. We'll take lukewarm milk, add 2 teaspoon of sugar, add yeast, mix well, then cover it and keep it aside till frothy. In a large kneading bowl, take all-purpose flour, add caster sugar, salt and mix well. I will suggest using an electric kneader for this purpose as this is a fairly sticky dough. However, you can need using your hands even, but make sure that you don't add extra flour while kneading the dough too much. Now we'll be adding the yeast mixture into the dough. Add eggs and knead the dough properly. We'll be adding softened butter slowly into the dough, 1 tablespoon at a time. It might look like a too much of butter, but in some time everything will be incorporated into the dough and it will become a very shiny and silky. The butter might stick to the walls of the container, so scrape down the butter at regular intervals into the dough. Finally, the dough will look like this. It will be a shiny dough, and when we'll touch the dough, it will not be sticky to your hands. We'll take out the dough onto the counter and knead it for some time by using stretch and fold method until it becomes a shiny ball of dough. Now we will put this dough into the oiled container and wrap it with a cling wrap and put it into the refrigerator for proofing for at least 12 hours and preferably overnight. So next morning when the dough is in the refrigerator, we need to make the filling. As chocolate is the hero ingredient, I will suggest using Couverture Chocolates and good quality cocoa powder. This will give super yummy taste to our babkas. We'll take chopped dark chocolate, powdered sugar, unsweetened cocoa powder, unsalted butter, some cream for the filling. Now to make the filling, we'll add cream into a pan and add butter and bring the mixture to a boil. Now add chocolate Once the mixture has come to the boil, and mix it properly so that the chocolate melts. Now it will form a glossy ganache, and we'll take it off from the. Now we'll add powdered sugar and cocoa powder and mix well to form a smooth ganache, and it will act as a filling in our babka. We'll take out the filling in a glass container, cover it up and put it in the freezer so that the filling becomes slightly thicker in consistency and we are able to apply it. Now the dough is out of the fridge. We'll take out the dough. It has almost doubled in size and is looking very smooth. We'll take out the dough. We'll cut the dough into two parts using a knife or a bench scraper. This will make two babkas. We'll take one dough and keep it back into the container and wrap it with that plastic wrap and put it in the fridge till the meantime we work with the first dough. Now we'll take this dough and roll it into a rectangle using a rolling pin. As this is a chilled dough, it will be slightly difficult to roll it, but be very careful not to take out the dough from the fridge very early, else the butter will melt and it will become very difficult to roll the dough. I have rolled the dough now and I'll be cutting the corners using a knife and make it into a rectangle so that it is very easy to form a roll of uniform size. You can reuse this cut left out dough with the other babka so that nothing gets wasted. Onto the dough, and we have taken this filling out of the refrigerator, and so please have a note that this should be in a pliable consistency, neither thick nor too runny. We need to leave the sides of the rectangle so that we are able to roll it properly. We'll start rolling the dough from the shorter side, and we have to roll it as tightly as possible and make sure that it is rolled tightly and the filling should not come out of the dough. It will take some practice to roll, but do it as neatly as possible. Now once rolled, pinch the loose end like this so that the chocolate is sealed inside. And now we will cover this in a plastic wrap and keep it in the refrigerator or in the freezer for some time till the dough firms up. We'll butter the pan and put a parchment paper so that the babka comes out very easily once baked. Now the dough is chilled and we'll take it out from the freezer. We'll cut the dough lengthwise with cleaning the knife in between so that we get sharp edges. Now we'll take one of the piece and put it above the other in the form of an X, and we'll roll it in the form of a braid like this at least 2 times. Similarly from the other side as well. Now we'll put this braided bread in the pan which we had buttered earlier, and we'll cover it with a plastic wrap and put it aside for proofing it for the second time till it almost doubles in size and puffs up properly. Now we'll bake the babkas at a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for first 15 minutes, and then we'll reduce the heat to 170 degrees Celsius and bake it for another 15 to 20 minutes. And in the meantime, if you feel that the babkas have browned too much in between, then you can place an aluminium foil on top of it and bake it further. And also at the end of the 35 to 40 minutes, you should insert a skewer in the middle of it, and when it comes out clean, then it means the babkas are done, and take it out of the oven and cool it on a cooling rack. Now we need to prepare a soaking syrup. We'll take 1/3 cup of water, 66 grams of granulated sugar, dissolve it into the hot boiling water, and then take it off from the heat. Now we'll take the babka right out of the oven and we'll brush it with the soaking syrup on the babka. Now this soaking syrup is for 2 babkas, so divide the soaking syrup on 2 of the babkas. So we'll be applying the syrup using a brush on the babka. You should never miss this step of applying the soaking syrup and the glaze on the babka, as it makes the babka moist and makes it taste very delicious and very moist. The babkas are looking super glossy, and after this we should cool the babkas on a cooling rack till it cools down completely before slicing it. I hope you like this super indulgent recipe. Please leave a like and subscribe to my channel Bakes by Kanika. Thank you and see you again with a new bake. Bye bye.